bit of history. Ty got one of these new F-150s that has a built-in generator. And the main reason that we looked at this truck, or he looked at this truck, was because we do a lot of camping. And with the built-in generator, we thought that we could check into some more dry camping options where we're not, they're not as expensive, and it just opens up the door, gives us more places we can stay at, more national parks, state parks that don't have full hookup service, and a lot of those don't have electricity either. And we like air conditioning, we like to be able to use the microwave and cook, so no electricity usually isn't an option for us. So we're gonna look at this truck, we're gonna hook it up to the camper and see what happens, and then we're gonna kind of document a little bit about our travels, because we have a couple of pretty big trips coming up, and this truck's gonna be pretty beneficial for it. So in March, last week of March, so about 6 weeks from now, we're gonna head to Disney World. And we do plan on dry camping in a parking lot about halfway there overnight the first night, and again on the way home. And then in June, we are taking a mega road trip out west. So we will leave the second week of June, be gone for 22 days, I think. And we will travel from North Alabama to Anaheim, California, and take a different route home. So we're gonna go up through like Utah, and then when we come home, we'll dip down and go through Texas. So we're gonna have a pretty wild trip there, and this is gonna be most beneficial for that trip because there'll be lots of just overnights where we won't even unhook, and we'll need some dry camping options. And then again, when we're on the road, like, it'll be great for lunch. You know, if there's a day we're gonna drive through Death Valley, so when it's 100 and something degrees, we can pull over and have lunch inside the camper in the air conditioning while we're and that'll give us a place to cool off while we're touring these national parks and things. And essentially we're hoping to save a lot of money. Ironically, we bought a new truck to save money, but we got a pretty good deal on it, and he had a good trade, so we really think this is a good investment for our travels. So, alright, we'll get back with you in a second as we check out the features of the generator and the power.
Alright, so what we have here is our Ford F-150 Power Boost. We're going to try to run the camper off of it. It's a 30 amp camper when we take our trip out west coming up this summer. So we're going to plug it up, see what happens. The thing about the truck that I realized is it's a 4-prong, which is 240 volts, and the camper's 3-prong, 120 volts. I've done the research. This is what you need to work. You're still only getting 120 volts when you use this adapter. So this generator is capable of doing 7,200 watts. So you got 4 regular outlets, 110s, then you got the 240, which will do 7,200 watts. But our camper only needs half of that. So we're going to give it a plug it in, and we're going to turn this thing on. So it's in, and it's on.
Did you push a button?
I did push that green button. So let's go in the truck and look at the watts on here. So we got generator mode on right now. It says we're less than 200 watts. So, but I don't have anything turned on. So we're going to go in and turn on the camper and check, see what happens. Also, I think you can turn the display off, like you're going to run it at night, and you know, so you can keep it on all the time. So we're gonna go give it a shot, see what happens.
All right, so we're going in and turn stuff on.
Yep.
Do I need to guide you on the slide, or are you just gonna let it out?
Go for it. Storm up. Alright, the fridge is running, which it would anyway, but the microwave wouldn't be on, so that's a good sign.
So how do you know that it's running off the truck?
Because things like the microwave wouldn't be on right now, and the big test is the air conditioner.
Alright, so it's 30 degrees outside, but we're going to turn the air on.
30 is 50.
Just to make sure. Well, if we were on battery, that wouldn't even come on, right?
It would come on battery, but the unit itself would not come on.
Ah. Can you just turn it to on instead of...
And turn the fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to stand right under it and see if we hear it kick on. There she goes. And let it run for a second and make sure it doesn't trip anything.
Yeah.
What happens if something trips in the truck?
If it trips in the truck, it's got circuit protection ground fault in the truck, so it's not going to. I mean, there's safety bars there. I think that's actually a
So hypothetically, could I run that and the microwave at the same time? So let's turn the microwave on and see what happens. Just run it for like a minute.
Put on lock.
Put it on a minute.
Okay, there you go. Microwave's running.
So can we see in your truck how much is being used?
We can, but I can also tell on my phone.
Through the truck app?
Through the Ford Pass app. See what we have here. It's loading. So if you're in the camper at night and you just want to know how much you're using, then you can look without going out there. Features, Pro Power on board. Here we go. It's connecting, and it's a cellular connection. There you go. 2,560 watts. Live right now.
So we should see that drop.
Yeah, let's see if it drops. Let's see how accurate it is. I'm going to stop it. Ready? All right. Let's see if it updates. You may have to refresh it. I don't know. See what happens there. There may have to be a bit of a delay on it. And, you know, we just got it, so we're testing things out. There it goes. So 1,340 watts. All right. So keep in mind, that whole thing wide open is 3,600, and the truck's capable of doing two 3,600 watt connections. I'm assuming we don't have anything here because we're only plugged in, you know, with one of the two.
So if I wanted to dry my hair, I can plug my hair dryer in.
Outside in the other camper, yeah, on the outside of the truck itself, sure, and not affect this at all. So, you know, let's just turn this microwave back on and see what happens.
I'm going to give it a second, see if it updates or if I have to refresh it.
I don't have the TVs on or anything, which they don't pull a lot of power. But I got the air conditioner
The main thing is the air and the microwave and the fridge.
The main thing's the air. That's all I care about. And I don't have the fridge on. You have do have the fridge on. Okay, so we got the fridge, the microwave, and you're still at 1,340?
Well, I'm thinking we probably have to refresh it because it says as of 426 and it's not 426 anymore. There we go.
Okay, let's turn on the TVs.
Alright, so 3 TVs. Turn the microwave back on.
Every light, refrigerator, microwave, and
Air conditioner.
And the big thing's the air conditioner. I'm going to refresh and see what we got.
Oh, that's probably before you cut the microwave back on.
Yeah, 429. There it goes. 2,800 watts.
So we're at the edge of the green there.
Yeah.
You think that's okay?
Oh, absolutely. Because we could go all the way to 3,600 without it causing a problem.
So why does it turn orange and red?
Orange is a warning if you're getting close. Red means you're really close.
But
it's not dangerous.
Okay.
No, if we go over it, it's going to trip. It's just like a house. It's not going to, you know, cause a problem. So this will be camping just like we're plugged into shore power. So I'm very thoroughly impressed. Thoroughly impressed.
So what are we doing now?
So we're going to check the truck, see what it's doing. And it's not even.
So we're going back out to the truck to see what it says out here.
Fill these wires.
This is the truck.
Wires. These are cold. No sign of any issues. But if I want to kill the whole camper, all I'd have to do is hit that button right there.
The green one?
The green button. Yeah.
Oh.
The truck just fired up a little bit.
Truck cranked.
It's my understanding that it's going to do that
Every few minutes.
a few minutes.
As we're dry camping.
Okay, so in generator mode,
Can you really call it dry camping if you're camping with a
well, no. Engine will continue to run to supply power to the outlets on used vehicle outside. Okay, don't run your generator in your garage with the door closed. Okay, so there's our wattage live that we've got going on right there.
And it pretty well matches what was on your phone, right?
Yeah, but this is real time instead of, you know, when we got home, I think I had right at 300 miles to empty, and I'm 299. I mean, we haven't been running very long, but I mean, the truck's going to run here for a minute or two supposedly, and then cut back off. And I think, you know, I haven't figured out how to do it, but there's a way to turn all the stuff off in here.
Like all the lights.
All the lights and all that. You know, with the manual, you know, here's some instructions. It's got AC power available to 3.6 kilowatts. It's a 7.2 kilowatt generator, but it's two 3.6 kilowatt circuits. So, let's see, cabin outlets draw from circuit A, these. Box outlets draw from circuit A or B as marked. And then the twist connector outlet in the box draws from both circuits. So, you know, sync shows each circuit's current draw to help you balance the load if needed. That's pretty cool. So you got A up here, A, the truck just cut off, topped off the battery.
All right, so what time?
It's 4:34.
Okay. We'll see how long it takes it to cut back on. We got everything running inside still, right?
Yes, everything's running.
Okay.
I bet the air cut off because it's 1600 watts, so still that's a lot, you know. I think.
So we'll see how long it takes it for the truck to kick back on.
Yeah. And I don't know if maybe it's because the door's open. I bet if you shut that door and let's roll the window down. And let's see if we can turn everything off.
Like inside the truck?
And you can shoot through the window if you want to. You don't have the room to do it right here, are you?
Yeah.
Okay. So I think, and I don't know how to do it yet, but I think all I have to do is hit this button, and then I don't know if
You'll probably have to cut off ambient lighting and that kind of stuff first.
I don't know how that works, but we're gonna see what happens.
It's been about a minute and a half since the truck cut off.
You know, if it's at night and it's not, you know, Alabama 80, then it may not come on that often because, so that come back on, I bet it's because you touched it.
I bet you touched it.
So it probably won't come on all the time or very, very often because you're not running your air solid. And you think at night your fridge is on battery. Or can run off battery, so it may not run that much, but so we're at 1650. So my thing is, I'm wondering, I don't, you know, we still have to play with it, figure it out. Well, we're not ones to read manuals, at least I'm not. So, you know, the air is on too, so we could cut the air off, but we don't need it.
For about 2.5 minutes after the engine cut off. So one of the big reasons behind getting this truck was that in the summer we're going to take a cross-country road trip. And we're going to go from Alabama to the California coast.
That's what you say we're doing.
And we thought maybe this would get us
it has instructional
some
videos.
different camping spots. You know, that we wouldn't have to have full hookup for or whatever. We could dry camp or boondock. I think we're a little nervous about trying that, but so this is kind of our first test day with the power, and then We have a spring break trip coming up to Orlando before we go all the way to the coast. So we'll do it overnight in a parking lot somewhere that night and just kind of see how it works. Right.
That's right. Yeah.
So are we sure it didn't crank and we just didn't miss it?
I think we'd have known it. So far.
Oh!
There it goes.
There we go. 11 minutes.
11 minutes.
Maybe 11 minutes, 10 seconds. So it's just a little over 11 minutes. Alright, so now let's see how long it cranks.
I'm going to set a timer on my...
Well, it was 23:40 when it cranked.
Okay, 23:40. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I think we can agree it is not loud.
No, it's pretty quiet.
Probably by the time I got... If I was in the camper, I wouldn't hear it. I bet if I were...
And our windows are down, so it's not...
Yeah. I bet if I were 100 feet away, I probably wouldn't hear it at all.
No. And my question is, do you consider it a generator, or did we just go out and crank the car for a minute? Are we good?
Well, I mean, you know...
It's definitely not as loud as a big generator.
So it went 11 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that means it's going to run... Let's say if the air conditioner's running, which it's not going to be all night, then, you know, that's... I don't think it's going to run very long.
It's been running about a minute.
And if you're wondering if this thing's going to run out of gas at night, this truck has like a 36-gallon tank. Is that what it was?
36.
It's a big gas tank. There
Okay.
it goes. Okay.
So all just shy of 2 minutes.
So it's going to run, if it does it the same every time, it's going to run 11 minutes. Off this load, it's going to run
11 minutes with battery power.
And 2 minutes with.
2 minutes with gas.
You know, you would think.
And the gas hand didn't move.
No.
So,
and you would think that, man, I don't want my truck running all night. Well, it's built to do that. It's built to run. So it's not going to run all night. So, you know, I'm thinking, and I could have seen this like when I worked in TV, you know, being out in the field, having all that power to run like your lights if you were, you know, trying to light up a live shot or something. You know, this would be the thing to have. You know, I mean that's a lot of. You know, that doesn't make me want to go back in the TV business. I promise you that. But you know, that's pretty cool that you could have that kind of power in a vehicle. So, and keep in mind now, with our camper being 30 amps, that's 3,600 watts, and it can handle 7,200. So there could be 2 campers plugged into this thing. I'm sure it would run it more than every 11 minutes. But, you know, and we're just not going to go out, and we're still going to be conservative as far as power usage, because, you know, we don't want to turn on every light and have everything running all the time. But, you know, I'm too big a guy to be hot. And so we're going to be cool. And, you know, CPAP machine's a big thing. So we won't have a problem there. So I guess we're going to try to figure out a little bit more about it. And we're still sitting here with no noise, no truck running. That blows my mind. So, okay. We'll see you later.